Time for the news.
Bobby's Big
Stories.
The latest on the Donald Trump assassination attempt. Now, this is as of now. Things are fluid as they have been. The former president is fine after a bullet pierced the top part of his right ear. One man was killed. 2 others were critically wounded. In a post, Trump said, quote, "I knew that something was wrong. I heard a whizzing sound, then shots, and immediately felt the bullet." End of that quote. What I think a lot of people don't know, because the internet is so conspiracy filled. Mostly it's Facebook and Twitter now. When they were like, he was hit before the shots rang. Yeah, that's called what happens with a gun. It travels faster than sound does. And so anyone that's ever had guns realizes that. If you see someone shoot anything from far away, the sound is the last thing that you hear. So the guy's name was Matthew. It was Thomas Matthew Crooks. What was also wild was people were falsely identifying another guy.
Oh, man.
And the guy was like, "That wasn't me." He was 20 years old, from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, an hour south of Butler. He was killed by a Secret Service sniper. Now, I'm just going to read news. This show is not a political show. I love politics. We don't talk about it on the show. I want this to be an inclusive place for everybody, which is why we don't talk about it on the show. This is bigger than politics, so I'm just going to read the news as is. And we're not going to even offer this on social media because it gets really ugly. If I were just to go, there are 2 presidential candidates. So just know that I'm just reading the news. Crooks was working as a dietary aide at a nursing home. He was a member of a local gun club at the time of the shooting. He was wearing a T-shirt from a gun-related YouTube channel called Demolition Ranch. He was a registered Republican. Authorities have raided his home. There's no word yet on a motive for the shooting. So how did he do it? The question asks. He was able to climb to the roof of a building only about 164 yards from where Trump was speaking with an AR-15 rifle. Okay, me, little commentary. It's crazy that I saw videos of people noticing him.
Yeah.
And they did. That's wild.
Yep.
People noticed him before the Secret Service noticed him. One guy interviewed by the BBC said that he and other spectators saw Crooks climb the building with his rifle, tried to alert police, but he was still able to fire off several rounds. The sheriff of Butler County says that one local police officer was hoisted on the shoulders of another to look on the roof, but he dropped back down after Crooks, the guy on the top, pointed the rifle at him. That's when he started shooting. The gun was registered to Crooks' father. Police found explosives in his car and his home. That's the news story. What I did that was a bit, and we're a very anti-assassination show here. I think we all can agree on that.
100%.
It's terribly sad that this, it's not like the first time it's happened either. I mean, Reagan, his guy, Brady got shot. Not Tom, his Secret Service guy. James Brady.
Yeah.
Like, it's happened. It's always been terrible when it happened. Lincoln? JFK, yeah. We were in Dallas, and Eddie wanted to go look to see where that happened. It had nothing to do with this. It was like 2 days before. And I was like,
It was 2 days before.
I was like, I don't want to go there and see that. But what happened to me was, it seemed a bit insensitive. On Saturday, we were in the baseball stadium. There was no cell. And I had posted probably 2 hours before this. I'd posted on Twitter a picture of like the game, and I was with Terrell Owens and Kane Brown, who were playing the game with. I was like, we're at the game. And it wouldn't post because there was no cell. And then like 10 minutes after the assassination attempt happened, my picture posted. I didn't realize it. I thought I posted 2 hours ago. And then I was getting hit up like, hey, do you realize there was an assassination? Like, toned it. And I'm like, oh my God, that went across at the exact wrong time.
Oh, man.
So I deleted it. It was not the move for me, I guarantee you. So Trump was playing golf the next day. So happy that it did not, and it was not as bad as it potentially could have been. Because it was very, very close. But that's the news. I'll move on without giving any more opinion. Richard Simmons died at 76. You know, I guess I wasn't sure he was alive. He went missing for a long time.
And I think he was sick, too.
Yeah, he went missing a long time where people wondered if he was alive. Then he came back quickly, and then he died.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if we had played Alive or Dead, I'm not sure I would have known, but mainly because of the missing and the, like Eddie said, the illness. But I used to do his workouts
Massive
when I was younger.
80s.
Really?
Like,
Massive.
Yeah, because my mom would
Pop
have
culture
him.
icon.
He was just a lot of fun. And then behind the scenes, I think a lot of stuff I've heard about him is just how kind he was and wanted to his fans, and like he would call them and encourage them, and if they weren't feeling well, He just wanted to be a source of encouragement for people.
He died. Shannon Doherty died from Beverly Hills 90210 at 53. She had been battling breast cancer for a long time. Her publicist confirmed that she died on Saturday after many years of fighting the disease. Dr. Ruth died.
Yeah.
Saw that.
Yeah, 3 people. Dr. Ruth died too. Yeah, so.
Dr. Ruth was like almost 100 though.
Yeah, she was old. And like, she was like old even when she was wildly famous, and she would do, I'm Dr. Ruth.
Yeah.
Let's talk about sex. Jelly Roll performs a pop-up show after the Morgan Wallen show was canceled. So Friday afternoon, Morgan Wallen canceled a show in Tampa, said he was sick. So Jelly Roll was going to be playing that show as well, I believe, as like the main support, if I'm correct. And then was like, well, let's just do something. And so they found a club, and anybody that had a ticket could come up, and he did a show for those people.
That's so cool.
Super cool. That's from the boot. Jelly Roll stepped it up on Friday night. Oh, this story's tough. I'm going to gingerly talk about this, and I'm going to ask the peanut gallery table over there to hang back on comments.
You got it.
Because you guys
Amy,
will
you hear that?
sometimes get me in trouble. Amy, you're good.
Oh.
A furious wife has hacked off her husband's penis after he allegedly said another woman's name during doing it time. The unnamed couple who were in their home, the husband said the other woman's name. His wife went into a rage, waited for him to fall asleep, and then took a knife from the kitchen.
No, this is so terrible.
This is from Daily Mail.
This is terrible.
Police shared images, which I did not click into. Neighbors rushed to the screaming man's aid and took him to the hospital. Local media reported the doctors tried reattaching it but were unsuccessful.
Oh.
The furious wife told police, my husband was saying his mistress's name, not mine. I was influenced by alcohol, but I knew what I was doing.
Well, there you go. She has admitted to the act. And do you have to get
What an act.
permission for the police to release those photos, or is it not?
Yeah, it's
up
very
to you?
private.
I don't know, man.
Right?
Oh, that
And they said they couldn't fix it?
No, they couldn't reattach it.
Oh, my goodness.
Kevin Costner's next Horizon film is canceled.
Wait, what?
The first one,
Dang.
Mike D said did not do well. So the second one, they went ahead and no more will hit.
But he
Ah,
put all his
I
money
hear
into
you.
it and did the whole.
I know.
Okay.
So the Hollywood Reporter says Kevin Costner's Horizon, an American Saga Chapter 2, won't hit theaters on August 16th as scheduled. That's a bummer for him. I never saw the first one.
Didn't either.
That's from Vulture.
So it'll never
That
be
was
seen?
But it's done, right?
Yeah.
They'll make more money by not putting it out and writing it off as a total loss than they will by putting it out and making any money.
I mean, I know you've shared stuff like that before, like why a movie company would do that with a movie.
Let's say they're
But-
only going to make 1/5 of the money that they put into the movie when they put it out, all costs. Say they're going to make 1/5. Say it's a $100 million movie, they're going to make $20 million. They can do that, or they can write the whole $100 million off and basically save $50 million on taxes when they pay their taxes. So the easy thing is don't put it out, and you're plus $30 million than if you'd have put it out.
Dang.
God, that's got to be heartbreaking for him. He seemed very passionate about his project.
He did, yeah. He put a lot of money into it. That's the news.
Those were Bobby's Big
Stories.
This is that song we love called 100%. It's from Styles. He's going to come in either this week or next and perform it live. Styles, 100%. Bobby Bone Show. weekend check-in. I went to Tucson and worked out at the University of Arizona. It was amazing. There was so much fun. We did a last minute. We put a podcast together. We didn't even know where we were going to do it. We've never done a live podcast before. But we were like, we're going to go to Brother John's, right?
Brother John's Barbecue.
Yeah, they had a stage. I want to say thank you to the city of Tucson. There wasn't an open table. It was standing room only. We had no idea what we were doing. We didn't even know what equipment was going to be there, but made it work and stayed and took pictures for like 2 hours. It was a really great event.
That's awesome.
University of Arizona, A+. And then, everybody at 92.9 The Bull, thank you very much. It was great. Then flew to Dallas and played in the All-Star Weekend Major League Baseball celebrity softball game. And it's pretty cool. Like on the other team, Tiffany Haddish, you know her?
Yeah.
Comedian. Pedro Martinez. What are those guys who make all the trick shots?
Oh, Dude Perfect.
A couple guys from Dude Perfect.
Oh, I love them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
They're athletes too. And we had Des Bryant and T.O. on my team, and Deion Sanders was coaching it. So, and I know Deion. It was awesome. And it was the most fun I ever had. I mean, it was a top 10 night of my life.
Wow.
I was worried. All I wanted to do was start because we had 13 players on our team. And all I wanted to do was start. Kane Brown was on our team. I just wanted to start. There are only 9 positions. I just wanted to start. And I played well. And I ended up winning the MVP of the whole game.
Okay, so that's just not your team. It's
The whole
every
game.
player?
The whole game. I was
Wow.
MVP of the whole game.
Dang. So what earns you that?
I hit a home run. I hit a triple.
Not bad.
I made like 5 crazy plays in the field.
Did you dive?
Yeah, my knees are bloody. I was on fire. I could not believe it.
What do you think that
was?
was?
The greatest athletic night of my life.
You think it was the adrenaline? I mean, you're athletic, but
No, it's the training he's been doing.
oh,
I've been training.
that's true.
Yeah.
You're rec league.
Yeah. Well, in the home run, my triple, it one-hopped the fence. And that was a little more, but my home run, the person dove and couldn't get to it in time, so I just ran all the bases. Here's a clip of me, and Dion was doing some of the commentary at the table. Go ahead.
Bobby lacing the ball up the middle.
We got another home run. I'm telling
back
you.
to back.
Oh, Bobby's an athlete. He's not going to stop.
Look at these wheels.
It's right.
Looking like Dion coming
Good
around
job,
third.
Good job, Bobby. Bobby would not slide. His skin is about old as mine. He should not slide. Good job, Bobby. We are being dominant right now.
They put
That's
the big
awesome.
home run hat. I was crazy. I was like, this is crazy. And so,
So you get to keep that belt
Yeah, no.
forever?
yeah.
Oh,
And I had
'cause-
like T.O. and Des and everybody sign it, the
That's
back
cool.
of it.
Yeah.
And then I come up again and I'm like, screw it. Let's just swing away.
There's a drive from Bobby Bones. Over the head, King Bach in right field. Bones looking to make it a triple. Driving in 2, extending the lead to 8-2. Bobby Bones, he can do it all. Radio personality. He sings and he mashes the softball.
I don't really sing, but thanks.
He can do it all.
Yeah, I can do it all. And then I didn't know I was playing good, but I figured they'd give the MVP to somebody a little more famous. But they did, and they were like, "You're the MVP." And so I go up and I do an interview, a post-game interview.
Bobby, how good does that belt feel on your shoulder?
This is a team belt. Miro came out. He said, "What up?" He said, "Calm down." He told me Pedro only was missing one toe. Focus in. Coach Prime, Wes, all my guys, this is for you, but I'm taking it home.
In that last inning, they were mounting the comeback.
I felt like Blue was not giving me the strikes. He was giving me innings 1 through 4. I think he wanted to see a close game. But I did that for all the babies that haven't been born yet all over America for the next 10 years. That's for you kids.
All about the future, Bobby. Are you coming back next year?
If I get invited back, I'm usually not invited back twice, but let's hope.
Let's hear it for our fans. Bobby Bones, your celebrity softball MVP.
It's wild. It was a crazy night. I couldn't believe it.
So MVP, you'll for sure get invited back.
I couldn't believe it. It was the most bizarre, absurd night I've ever had athletically. And then, then I walked with the belt and they took me dropped me off at the wrong hotel and had to walk back to my hotel
With the belt.
With
with the belt on my shoulder. It was crazy. But it was a lot of fun, and I get to keep the belt. And it's a big wrestling WWE. It's like the real championship belt, except they made it to say MVP on the sides of it. But it was crazy.
It's bedazzled.
And like I posted a picture of like Des Bryant and I doing like I jumped as high as I could and we like chest bumped. I don't know. I don't remember it looking that cool when I did it in real life. It's a pretty cool picture though on my Instagram, Mr. Bobby Bones. But that's the weekend. It was an excellent, excellent weekend. And I just wanted to start. And I just wanted to hit the ball on the ground. That's all I wanted to do. I told Eddie, if I don't start, I'm going to be so embarrassed. I came all the way over here. And then I pitched, and they had us moving around position. So I pitched the first inning. And then they were moving people, make sure everybody played. So they put me in center field next. And then Deion's like, no. don't leave the mound because I made a couple good plays. But he was like, don't leave the mound. We won. It was good.
Were you pitching underhand?
Yeah, like softball, but they had Jenny Finch pitching and Pedro Martinez, and so sometimes they would throw fast at us because we jumped out pretty quick. Yeah, so it was really, it was a top 10 of my life night.
That's awesome to experience something top 10 already, you know, like that, because I would assume your wedding.
I'm not doing this game here because I
winning.
said that.
Yeah, Amy, because if he
he's
misses
not ready.
something, like we don't want
Not doing this game. I will think about that and make that list, but not playing that game right this second.
Okay.
But
The
yeah.
night you got engaged, probably.
Amy,
Oh
we're
yeah,
not-
that's a good one too.
See?
See, that's why I don't do that game. Yes.
Winning Dancing with the Stars.
That was good. That was good. This was like something athletic though. When I was playing with other athletes, and they were like, about after the first inning, they were like acting like I was one of them, like T.O. and Dez.
It's like your dream. But you are.
But I've been training.
Be like pickleball.
Hey, I've been training. You always make fun of me for training.
This is one of those moments where I feel like I'm having to bite my tongue for a second, because it's like, yeah, we're always like, training for what? And now you can be like, this.
Life.
Yeah.
You never know. How was your weekend?
It was really good. I would say my headline for my week can be holes in my hoses.
Whoa.
There's some holes in them hoses. There's some holes in them hoses.
So my yard, it's dead. It's so hot here, and I guess used to more rain, and there's just patches.
Oh,
that
your
are
water
dead.
hoses.
Yeah, I got holes in my hoses.
There's
so
some holes in these
I thought you were
hoses.
talking about pantyhoses.
Yeah, me
like-
too. I was like, what?
No, but I guess
It burnt them?
No, I don't know how they got punctured, but they were fine. And I had gone to Home Depot. I got all this stuff. I mean, I am set, and I'm determined to get my yard in good condition. And I go and I hear this noise. I'm like, what's this noise? And I flip over the hose, and like, I get splashed in the face because there's a hole in the hose.
There's some holes in these hoses.
So, and then I went in the bag, and there's another hole in the hose. So I'm just, that was my weekend. Is like, all I think about is my yard. I wake up, it's the first thing you do, because the best time to water is between 6 a.m. and 10 a.m. So if anything after that, it's just going to evaporate right up. So
You sound like a dad of 3 right now.
I know. I stand outside with my coffee and I watch the water.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
yeah.
who am I?
That's funny. I want to play George Burr's Cowboy songs. We'll come back in a second and check in with everybody else. Bobby Bones Show. Let's go over to Eddie. Eddie, how was your weekend?
It was good, man. I went to go to Dallas with you to see you be MVP, so that was awesome. But what's crazy is the flight there. It was like Southwest, so I had the window seat, and then our buddy Kevin had the aisle seat, so the middle one was wide open. And the plane fills up, and a lady's like, "Oh, can I sit there?" Sure, no problem. She's sweet as can be. She's so nice. She talks to us. Oh, great, whatever. We take off, and then she gets her phone out and starts watching a movie. No headphones.
Hilarious.
The whole flight, Bones. She's watching a movie, loud as can be.
Okay,
I'm surprised the flight attendant didn't say something.
Yeah, usually they come by and say, "Hey,
Oh, they
ma'am."
do?
Yeah, they tap them on the shoulder. I've seen it before.
Not this time.
They go, "Excuse me, can you put headphones or turn that down?
What if they don't have any?
Turn it off."
So do you watch it with her?
No, I put my headphones on, and I just listen to my own music.
Was she being inconsiderate, or do you think she just didn't know?
I think what happened was she was one of the last people to get on the plane, so when her bags had to go on top, they put it all the way in the back, so she didn't have headphones.
She didn't have access to her stuff.
And then what was really funny, too, is she liked the window open, and I do, too. I like the window open. No problem. I like looking out. And then when we were passing over some canyons or whatever, she wanted to look out the window. She gets 2 inches from my face.
She's in the lap.
Starts looking out the window right by my face.
So we're flying, and same thing. I'm on the window. Mike D is on the edge. We leave the middle open, hoping that nobody sits in the middle. At the end, they go, "This is a full flight." And I'm like, crap. Okay, so someone's going to sit in the middle. And then I see Mike D get up and leave the aisle and go sit across. And I'm like, well, a dad and a son then take those 2 seats. And I'm like, oh, that was nice of Mike D. He let a dad and a son sit there. I guess they wanted to sit together and couldn't. Wasn't the case at all. Because what had happened was, and Mike, tell me your version of this, the guy was upset where he was sitting.
Yeah, the guy next to him was a bigger guy, and he said that I don't feel comfortable here. And he asked the flight attendant to have that guy be moved somewhere else
Because he was bigger.
Oh, my goodness.
So, was he loud about it?
Oh yeah, he was really upset. He was kind of acting like a little baby.
Was the bigger guy, I would have been so embarrassed.
He was so embarrassed because he was sitting there, and he's like, I'm in my seat. What do you want me to do?
Was he big enough where he was coming into the other seat?
I didn't think so.
Well, so did you volunteer and just say, "Hey, I'll sit there"?
No, the flight attendant tried to defuse the situation, and she looked over at our aisle, saw there was an empty seat. Hey, you move here, you move there.
He was being such a douche. He loudly said, "I don't want to sit next to the guy because he's fat."
Yeah, he was embarrassing the guy.
Dang.
That's so I didn't know this. He sits next to me. It's him and his kid, and the dad sits in the middle. He's on his laptop, and he's totally hogging the armrest, which I'm okay with because if you're there first, they're yours, sure. So. But he's on his computer and he's working. So I get that. You kind of need little elbows to work. I work on my computer sometimes too. So I got my elbows inside. I didn't know this whole thing happened though. And he keeps sticking his elbows into my elbows. And my elbows are in my seat. I'm like, screw this. So then I start to push back. For the last 15 minutes of the flight, we're just shoving elbows against each other. Nobody looked at each other. Nobody said anything. We're just fighting elbows. And I tell Mike, I was like, man, I felt bad for that guy. He didn't have elbow room. But we started pushing. And Mike's like, that guy was a douche. He made the guy that was overweight feel like crap. So I wish that I would have just pushed harder.
Yeah,
man.
You're so close.
I think that's what it was. He wanted to sprawl out.
Oh, he was sprawled. He was sprawled into but I just thought it was because he was working. I realized because he was the douchebag of the year, 2024. Yeah, that sucks. That sucks for that guy, too, that's just trying to fly. And then the guy calls him out.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that very much.
I mean, gosh, he's got his son with him, and so then that's the type of behavior his son sees, and then this is, let's hope that we break that pattern.
I wouldn't have fought him. I just would have dug harder with the elbows. I could have taken him, though.
Oh, for sure.
He's a little guy. He was a little stout, but he was short. I'd have taken him on a plane. Shoot. A mugshot, I'd have been smiling, too. I'd have been one of those where it's somebody just got arrested, but they know they really didn't do anything wrong. That's what my mugshot would have been like.
And so how many fights have you gotten into in your entire life?
Zero. None.
Okay.
What do you mean, verbally?
In his head.
No, actual physical fights.
Or after I leave a situation and went, I wish I would have got done? A lot. But never, no, never one. Lunchbox your weekend?
Oh, it was a good weekend, man. I may become a rock climber. We went to this climbing place. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, that seems like something you'd be good at. I suck at it. It seems like something you'd be good at, though.
The kids loved it. I loved it. I thought it was so cool. And it was, they hook you up to a rope and say, go ahead, start climbing.
I don't like heights, so I'd get up there and I wouldn't let go. Because you can just fall back and
and it just kind of slowly
get up
go
there and
down.
be like, I can't do it. They're like, well, promise, it's okay. But that's right up your alley. Lunch is like running,
soccer,
climbing, it's very European.
Oh, am I European?
No, but you like your sport choice is kind of European. Like
Yeah, I'm not really
climbing,
the mainstream. I'm on the fringe
you're
over there.
underground.
He's peanut tempeh tacos.
You're independent and underground, That's what
right.
you are.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it is a vibe. All right, let's play Morgan Wallen, Ernest, Cowgirls. Bobby Bone Show.